Hello YouTube, welcome back. Today we are chilling at the park listening to oldies. We had a picnic at the park. So just a quick reminder, cheap date and a nice date is a picnic at a park.
Sandwiches are delicious.
They are. And if you want to see how pretty the park looks today. And then we saw like a really big fat squirrel come out of that hole right there. I feel like everybody's feeding him too much. Say hi.
Hello.
So today we want to talk about more parenting tips.
Here.
This one, parenting. Sit closer. So basically, we had a conversation earlier, well, about a week ago. And the whole point of the conversation was to not be your kids' friends. And how do you deal with not being your kid's friend? Because at the end of the day, you have to be the parent, not the friend. You do want to be the friend here and there, and it's hard always being the parent, but...
I think it is like, we could be their friend, but we can't be their buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because sometimes kids like to test the water.
Oh my goodness.
And, like, hey dad.
I'm going to move this a little
Yada,
closer.
yada, yada. I don't know what. Whatever lingo the kids use now.
Lingo.
Yeah.
You know we're getting old when we're saying lingo.
Well, what is it? What is it they do now? Like, sheesh. Or something
Oh
like
my
that?
god, yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Jennifer does that
bussing.
she stuff or
Bussing.
bussing. I thought it meant something like, oh, that tastes good, but what did
I
she
think
say
it is.
she said?
It's bussin'.
But I guess they use it for multiple things, not just that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Should we put it a little further up? Like that? Oh, we're having camera difficulties. Hold on.
Why don't I sip it up?
There we go. Mr. MacGyver over here. I don't know what's going on. They're literally, most of the video is going to be us just messing around with the camera. There we go! Yay! I burned my hand cooking. Hazards of being a cook and cooking in the kitchen.
Where else would you cook? In the living room.
Oh my god, John. So, basically we had a conversation about this because sometimes when you're co-parenting, it's hard to be on the same page with the other parent, and the other parent sometimes doesn't always want to be a parent. They want to be a friend. So then you end up half the time having to be, I guess, the bad guy. And
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard not being able to be the buddy once in a while. It's hard always being the kind of parent that
Stern one.
parents.
Because then they're like, you don't love me. I'm like, yeah, we do.
Or you've got the other parent telling you, why are you so hard on them? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? How come you're letting them not do, or not letting them do that, should I say? Or sometimes they like to use you as the bad parent, or not the bad parent, but the parent. Oh, it's okay with me, but let's ask your dad or your mom.
Okay. We gotta explain that. Okay, so as you know, we're all going through COVID, and everything's not open yet. So my son calls us, and he's all like, "Dad, can I join basketball or karate?"
Right.
And Mom said it's okay. He already knows, and she knows that I don't think it's a time to be out and about so much in public. So I told him, or I told her actually, when they make it mandatory for everybody to go back to school, that's when he'll be allowed to do these activities. But for right now, I like to play the cautious game because nobody wants their
People are
kids.
still getting sick.
No one wants their kids to get sick. Nobody wants to get sick. Period.
No. And honestly, like we said, if schools are opened up, then of course, because by that time he's already face to face with people anyways. But right now it's just not the time. But he's kind of used as the scapegoat. Oh, I'm going to let you do it, but let's ask your father. Instead of just saying, oh, I don't want to do it, or we can't right now. It's always kind of like being the friend. Or if we tell him no, he becomes the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, why are you being mean to him? Why are you not giving him what he wants? Kids don't always need to get what they want, you guys.
And I spoke to your mom before and told her, look, before this type of conversation, talk to me about it 1st. But I don't talk to her through the phone. I just do through text.
But she didn't even text
But
him.
she doesn't even text that. It's just co-parenting will not work if the two parents aren't at least trying.
Exactly.
And it takes two to tango. Right now we're going on what? Almost 3 months now of not seeing Nathan.
About 3 months of not being able to see Nathan.
Yeah.
But
And yesterday was my birthday, and it just happened to be that yesterday was one of the days where I can go and try to pick him up. Now, she didn't care about that either. She just whatever she wants to do to keep me away from him, she does it.
which, please don't do that. Whether the man doing it or the woman doing it, it's always detrimental to the child. Hating your spouse, your ex-spouse, or your ex-boyfriend, or whatever, is not worth hurting your child.
Yeah.
Just
some
to hurt
people,
them.
some people don't see what they're doing. They're blind because they're too
So
angry. Yeah.
Or bitter. Yes, you were either that or bitter or angry or what have you.
It's not all there.
Actually, I like those. There we go. So, basically, don't be bitter. Don't withhold a child because you're mad at whoever it is that you used to be with. I mean, at one point in time, you love that person. Try to at least respect them as a human being. Also, don't always be the child's friend because in the end of the day, kids need structure. They need parents to care about them. And they also need parents, believe it or not, to set rules and boundaries. Or you get a bunch of entitled children who think they can just run around and get whatever they want. And the world's not going to do that. The world's going to slap you in the face and tell you don't care what you got yesterday. You're not getting it today. So you got to understand that when you raise children to expect something every time just because they want it or because it was done this way and they got their way before, they're always going to get it. That's not real world or real life. When you're raising children, you're supposed to be raising them for the adult and real world.
And don't get us wrong, we're not experts.
No, we're not.
We learn it as we go.
But I do know
Yeah.
kids are not supposed to be your friends.
Buddy. Your buddy.
Buddy.
I would say, do we go fishing together?
Oh, yeah, we're talking about the military. So, when you are parenting in a blended family, definitely try to work with the other parent if they are willing to. If they're not, all you can do is uphold your end, and that's all you can do, But if you are trying to be your kid's buddy, know it's going to backfire. You need to be a friend to a point, but you always need to be a parent first.
Yeah.
Then what else do we want to talk about?
Or else you got these fucking kids that just... What?
You cussed again. You got these kids that what?
Just throw tantrums at Walmart or at other
Oh,
stores.
goodness. Yeah, we were at Walmart, and this kid was just screaming his head off. And I'm just looking at the mom like, are you going to do something or say something to your child? Or this other one, I want to say it was one time where the kid was like yelling at the mom and like hit her a little bit or something.
Babe, remember we're going to talk about the Fauci lovers?
Oh, God. Okay.
But don't say where.
We're not going to say where, and we're not going to put out our political views. But I just find it odd that somebody, in general, would think the CDC's on any side. Because the CDC is a center for diseases, or control center for diseases, and what else?
Okay, so we had a date.
Yeah.
We went on a date. We went, soaked on some springs.
Hot springs, which was really nice.
And then we went to go have a nice dinner. But, we're not racist.
No.
But these people were white. And I just think that sometimes some white people, not all, some act very entitled, like we want to hear their opinion.
And heard their conversations from a whole other table all in the corner.
And we were talking about this. If that would have been us making loud noises and talking off the top of your head, they would have thought, oh, she's ghetto, or hey, he doesn't have class, they're from the lower. But because it was a white lady,
it was excused.
She's just passionate. But we went into the restaurant with our mask on because we're still very cautious. We don't go very many places, so we tried it out. And then she goes like, I can't believe something about these people who believe Fauci and they're Fauci lover Democrats.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I was eating and I look over at Felicity. I'm like, shut your mouth. We are
Yeah,
in
he
there,
did. He told
in
me
their
to be
zone.
quiet.
Just eat your food.
We were the only or like the few, like the one or two few of the minorities there. So that paint a picture where you were like.
In my head, I was just thinking, like,
Not that
I
bad.
hope she doesn't say nothing. I hope she doesn't say shit.
Yeah, that lady was agitating me though. It's just because the CDC doesn't hold a party. They control diseases. So when the Zika virus or the Ebola virus was going on, I didn't see anybody
Is it
saying.
Ebola or Ebola?
I don't know. Ebola?
Ebola.
You guys know what I'm trying to say. When those crazy are the pig swine flu virus was around. I didn't see anybody calling the CDC crazy and wacky then. So the fact that this virus has become so politicized, it's a virus, just like any other disease. The fact that it has become so politicized is kind of crazy to me, because that's what the CDC there is to do, is to control viruses, to control diseases, to help keep our population as healthy as possible. They don't take one side or the other. They're on the side of what's going to keep the population alive, So the fact that she politicized that and that we had to listen to her just spouting it out and saying she wasn't drunk when she was highly inebriated, okay? This woman was like, I don't get drunk, but she's having a glass of wine, sloshing it around, pretty much yelling to her table, eyeing our food at the same time, kept looking at us and saying stuff. So I'm just like, it's those microaggressions that people talk about that a lot of people don't realize that happens. And quite frankly, I don't see it very often, but that day I could definitely tell it was a microaggression towards us because she kept looking at us and the way she was saying Democrat and things like that. I'm like, dude, you don't know any political party. I should know your political party. I'm at dinner right now with my boyfriend. We're trying to have a nice day. I don't want to know your political party. I don't want to know your views because some of them sound very ignorant anyways. But my thing is, if that would have been a minority, they would have thought they were ghetto, trashy, maybe you even kicked them out of the restaurant. I don't know. But I don't think anybody in public should be subjected to your views, whether it be religion, politics, all that stuff. Keep your conversation at your table. I shouldn't have to
comments
hear
to
it.
yourself. Oh no, on your table, yeah.
Yeah, on your table, that's fine. But I shouldn't have to hear exactly what you're saying. I mean, I found out she worked at a topless bar. I heard that she was, hated the fact that they want to raise the minimum wage, that she never gets drunk. She's not the type of drinking person. This only goes on once in a while, and she's not drunk right now, but she's spilling her drink and yelling it. I don't need to know about all the stuff they were talking about. I don't need to know these things. That's your personal business. I don't want to know it. I just want to eat my dinner with my bland steak we had. By the way, okay, I have to throw this out there. Do not get steaks in New Mexico. They have been very bland lately.
Didn't we just say we're not going to say
Well,
where?
they don't know where. I'm just saying. Okay.
Don't get your steaks in New Mexico.
Is it recording? Here we go. Sorry. I kind of, for some reason, that video didn't last very long. But yeah, don't get your steaks in New Mexico. Okay? When they say it's been aged and got all the flavor, they don't need seasoning. That's a lie.
Oh.
Can you stop?
Because you didn't see my face.
But that's a lie. Okay? Do not get steaks that have just been aged. They need seasoning, not just getting aged, you guys. Please. Although their hatch green chili stuff is always delicious, but aged steaks, not so much. Oh yeah, on that note, is there anything else you'd like to say?
America.
Oh my goodness. All right, you guys, it was good chit-chatting. I hope you got something out of this. If not, I hope you were entertained. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye.